In this video, I'll be having a look at the Sims G3 Guide backpack and giving you my opinion on it after a season of use. I'll let you know what I find good and not so good about it. We'll have a look at the details and functionality of the bag and talk about who it's good for. Would I now swap mine for another bag? Well, I'll give you the answer to that later on in the video. This bag, as the name suggests, seems to be aimed at the fishing guide. The large capacity giving enough space to haul around a load of kit and supplies for a full day of fishing with clients. I'm not a fishing guide, so why did I buy this bag? I'd been looking for a waterproof fishing bag for a number of reasons, and there were several options available from various brands. My main reason was, since I'm now starting to make videos out of my fishing trips, to protect all of my video making equipment. Items such as cameras, batteries and microphones are valuable and need protection from the water that I'm wading in or whatever weather I find myself in. My second reason was to keep my other kit dry on day trips that may include inclement weather, boating in choppy conditions or canoeing down rapids, for example. I've had many previous incidents of my backpack contents being completely soaked in these kind of situations. The final reason was to replace my multitude of dry sacks and pouches that I would strap to or hang around myself or stuff inside my non-waterproof bag. It was such a pain to always have to open multiple bags to get to what I needed. I also struggled with pouches such as phone or permit and license pouches. Removing items from these pouches and putting them back in on a regular basis can be tricky, particularly the phone. I've damaged many screen protectors and broken several pouches, both cheap and expensive ones. I chose this particular bag over the other options for three main reasons. Number one was my positive brand association with Sims. I've been using Sims waders and boots for several years now and have been very impressed with the quality and longevity of products and the customer service available. Number two was the flexibility of the bag. It has a large capacity, but is designed to also be usable in a compact form with reduced capacity. I'll get into that later. The large outer pocket is a big bonus, and there are all of the attachment points that you could ever need for various accessories. Number three was that I've seen this bag being used by other fishing YouTubers and have only heard them say positive things about it. So let's have a look at some of the details of this bag. The maximum capacity of the bag is 50 litres. The main shell is 420 denier nylon double ripstop with a TPU coating, and the liner is 200 denier polyester. The overall weight is 1,533 grams or 54.08 ounces, so about 1.5 kilos or just under 3.5 pounds. The large waterproof main compartment has a roll top closure. Within this compartment are two suspended pockets, one zipped with a key hanger inside and one open. These can be used for such items as electronic devices, paper documents, car keys, or anything else that you want to separate from other gear and keep safe and dry and easily accessible. The roll top closure can be clipped to itself in a loop. This enables the use of the rod tube holders that I'll get back to in a minute. It can also be clipped down to the side buckles, which are on adjustable straps. This can greatly alter the size of the backpack. There is also a fastening strap, which goes over the top of the roll to hold it even more securely. The large outer pocket is water resistant but not waterproof. This is where I keep most of my fishing accessories, such as fly boxes, leaders, knife, tape measure, etc. There are two large zipped mesh pockets here, one with another key hanger. There are also two small open pockets in an ideal size for spare leaders or large tippet spools. On each side of the bag there is a large stable pocket with an elasticated drawstring. These have two main uses, one being for drinks bottles. A large drinks bottle will fit comfortably and securely in each pocket. The other use is for holding rod tubes. If you want to strap rod tubes to the side of your bag, I believe that Sims sell straps, which fit on the upper side attachment points, as accessories. I couldn't find these straps for sale anywhere in Europe, so I ordered a cheap pack of Velcro straps, which also work great. There are also buckle straps that come fitted to the upper attachment points, and they can be used to strap additional items to the outside of the bag. The shoulder straps have foam padding and 2 adjustment points. Additionally, there are removable and adjustable waist and chest straps. The shoulder straps feature a number of accessory attachment points, to which you can fit retractors, tippet dispensers, etc. There is also a forceps sheath and a fly patch. The waist strap is wide and padded, and also features many accessory attachment points, as well as a small, mesh zip pocket with easy accessibility whilst wearing the pack. There is a profiled, hydrophobic back panel on the bag. This is designed to cushion and vent the back whilst carrying the pack. Between the outer and main pockets there is a net sheath, which is ideal for long handle nets, and directly above this sheath is a D-loop for hanging a net. The outside of the outer pocket also features webbing, where more items can be strapped or clipped to. So, how have I used this backpack? Well, I've taken it with me to the local river whenever I've been filming, or whenever the weather looked like it might get wet and I needed to take additional clothing with me. I have the task of river management at the local fishing club, and use this bag to carry and protect sensitive electrical equipment, reference books, papers and other gear when doing such jobs as biological examinations or installing sensors. On my bigger fishing adventures, such as in Lapland, this bag was used for all fishing and day trips, whether that meant wilderness hikes or travelling to fishing spots by boat. I was filming the whole time, so needed to carry all equipment for that, as well as other clothing equipment and supplies for a day of wilderness activity. My other use for this bag was as a travel bag for my journey to and from Lapland. When in its most compact form, this bag is the perfect size as flight hand luggage, meaning that I didn't need to take another bag for that purpose. Now let's get into what I've found to be good about this bag. Number 1, and most importantly, it keeps stuff dry. I've used it in heavy rain, had it stood in a boat with water in, and waded in rivers with the bag partially submerged. No problem. I've never fully submerged the pack myself, but have seen this happen briefly in other videos without problems. I really like the flexibility of this bag. If you want a mega gear hauler, the capacity is there. If you want a more compact sized backpack, the adjustability is there to make it so. Whether I want to carry water bottles or rod tubes in the outer pockets, everything gets held really securely in place. However many accessories I want to attach to the outside of the bag, I'm never going to run out of attachment points or positioning options. If I do, then I simply have way too much stuff. All of the separate compartments inside the bag are great. I can really organise and protect my stuff by not having it all rattling around together. Particularly good is the outer pocket. The large capacity and organised compartments mean that I can keep pretty much all of my fishing accessories there, and this will be accessed far more regularly than the main compartment, sometimes with wet hands too. My car keys, documentation, wallet, fishing licences and permits, and often my phone, are always kept in the suspended pockets in the main compartment. And this means that they're always very easy to access, and there's no fumbling around searching for them amongst the other kit, or worrying that they may have dropped out when taking something else out. This bag is really lightweight, and packs down to a very small size. This can be a big advantage if you're not using it as hand luggage, as I mentioned earlier, but still want to take it with you on your travels. The final big positive that I'll mention is the ruggedness and construction quality of the bag. I've had no issues with damage or wear so far, and that reliability is a big deal. Now that I've talked about what I like, what hasn't been so great? What makes the pack so lightweight and able to pack down so small is the lack of rigidity. This means that it's not so stable or comfortable when carrying heavier loads. It would be nice to have at least the option of some sort of rigid reinforcement up the back for a pack of this size. I therefore wouldn't recommend this pack if you're going to be carrying heavy loads over long distances, maybe overnight, with a whole load of gear strapped to the outside. With this lack of rigid structure, the bag can sit quite lopsidedly if, for example, I have a water bottle in one of the holders and a rod tube in the other. For this reason, I try to balance the weight distribution from side to side, meaning that if I'm carrying at least one rod tube, the water bottle will go in the main compartment. While I can see that the net sheath would be good for long-handled nets that pass through the top and bottom openings, I found it less than ideal for my short-handled scoop net. A lack of support or rigidity in the sheath and pack itself means that my net tends to slip back until eventually falling out. When hiking to a spot, I tend to hold the net in the sheath with straps before unstrapping it for fishing. I've also not found it so easy to access the net from the sheath if wearing the backpack whilst fighting a fish. I've sometimes had a similar problem when the net is hung from the D-loop, as it's a long way to reach around with one hand whilst concentrating on the fish. These are issues I've got used to over time though. For me, I think that the forceps sheath sits too high on the shoulder strap. I often find that the forceps are sitting on top of my shoulder rather than in front or at chest height. This may be because the bag is not sitting right, or because the shoulder straps are extended from the shortest length to have the waist strap around my waist. In any case, it's not an ideal position and can make the forceps slightly awkward to access whilst holding a rod and landing net with a fish in it. A minor negative is that the toggles on the buckle straps are not easy to remove from the fixing points. This could be seen as a positive though, as you're unlikely to lose the straps. In a similar vein, I've found the top securing strap to be difficult to unhook from the fabric loops. It can be a bit hit and miss and doesn't need to be this way, as I've experienced on other bags with the same mechanism. For that reason, I rarely use this strap, only when securing the pack for a long journey. Instead, it just swings around freely, which isn't ideal. The final negative point that I'll mention isn't necessarily one that I'd like to see changed. It's the price. As with all Sims products, it's not cheap, retailing at around €350 here in Europe. However, I don't want Sims to start cutting corners, offering inferior products or worse service or guarantees. I would rather pay this price for a reliable item that will last than, say, half of the price for an item that will deteriorate far quicker, cause frustration, add to waste that needs disposing of, and need replacing anyway. Hopefully it continues to hold up as well as it has done so far then. So who do I think would benefit from having this bag? If, like me, you have the need to take sensitive electronics with you on fishing trips, this bag will do a great job of protecting them. If you love adventure and your fishing day trips take you away from civilization, or if you're combining boat travel with walking, this is a great pack. Finally, the obvious. Fishing guides who will be spending time on foot with their clients will be able to haul around whatever they need for the day in this bag. Overall, I'm happy that this was the right bag for me. I have no problems with the quality, and it does its main job well as having many beneficial additional features. I don't think that it's perfect, and there's certainly room for improvement. However, if I were to go out now and buy another bag to fulfill the requirements that I outlined at the beginning of this video, I would buy this bag again. What do you think of this bag? Is it the one for you, or do you have your eyes on something else? Please let me know in the comments down below. If you've got this far and enjoyed the video, please do leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more outdoors content and equipment reviews. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.